Oh man, it's painful when you have to admit that something you hoped was going to be really awesome just isn't that good. Like watching Britney Spears live or choosing sorbet for dessert. Or in this case, it was hoping Bradley Cooper's directorial debut was going to be a Venice Film Festival highlight for me. It's time for me to review A Star Is Born. Hello YouTubers! So continuing my coverage of the 75th Venice Film Festival, I'm going to be talking about a film that there was a lot of excitement for in Lido. It's the directorial debut of Bradley Cooper, in which Cooper also stars alongside Lady Gaga in the romantic drama A Star Is Born. I am a big fan of Bradley Cooper. I think he is a terrific actor, and I'm also a massive fan of Lady Gaga. I know, shocking, right? And I really wanted to love this film, but I can't say that I did, guys. I would just be lying if I did. I really thought this film was just quite average. This is actually the third reimagining of this film. The original was back in 1954 with Judy Garland, and then it was remade again in 1976, which starred Barbra Streisand, and now it's been made in 2018 with Lady Gaga in the lead role. The film is based off a story by Robert Carson and William A. Wellman, and the script has been adapted by Will Fetters, Eric Roth, and Cooper himself. Bradley Cooper stars in this version as Jackson Maine, a middle-aged country rock star with a drink and drug addiction. After he finishes one of his gigs, he finds himself at a drag bar of all places, where he falls for the charms of a waitress/singer called Ali. Sorry, I couldn't resist. After a night of sweet, googly-eyed, getting-to-know-you talk, as well as creating an impromptu song together, Jackson invites Ali onto the stage at one of his gigs, and they sing the duet that they wrote together in this parking lot. And, you guessed it, A Star Is Born. It's a bit like Cinderella, if Cinderella was a wannabe pop star, and the fairy godmother was a gentleman country star. The rest of the film follows the evolution of their relationship, as well as both their career trajectories. Ali's star just continues to burn brighter and brighter, whereas Jackson's starts to collapse in on itself due to his self-destructive habits. So let's start with the positives of this film. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga give fantastic performances. They have an authentic chemistry which is apparent from the very moment they lock eyes on each other. But I think everybody will be bewitched by Lady Gaga when they hear her rendition of La Vie en Rose. That scene just gave me goosebumps. But Ali does have that alluring X factor, which Lady Gaga does possess in the real life. You know, an almost peculiar beauty. Ali even says that her nose is too big and record producers don't like the way she looks. This is something that both Lady Gaga and Barbra Streisand both had to struggle with when they were breaking into their real-life music careers. So you can really tell that Lady Gaga is channeling some of her own personal experiences in this performance. But Gaga really does make the role her own. The metamorphosis of watching her go from waitress/cabaret bar singer to worldwide superstar feels very genuine. And she's a very easy character to like because even though she's trying to get into this very shallow, vain, competitive, image-conscious industry, she's doing it for the right reasons and she succeeds because of her talent and she's not wrapped up in the whole fame monster thing. I just said fame monster, didn't I? That's one of her albums. Shit. I will try to avoid saying any more Lady Gaga puns or references, okay? I live for the applause, applause. I want your psycho, your vertigo stick. Stop it, Luke. Bradley Cooper gives a very reserved performance as Jackson. He is a man of considerable unhappiness despite his fame and fortune. But you can tell in the scenes that he's in with Lady Gaga that she brings out this joy in him and you can see it in his face, in his eyes. She really is the remedy to all the pain that he's feeling. Yeah, Cooper gives a great performance here and it works very well with Gaga and that chemistry really is there. And as the film progresses, we found out more about Jack's past, his dad, his relationship to his bigger brother Bobby, who's played by Sam Elliott in this film. They've got a great pairing here as well. And yeah, you can tell that Jackson's got a lot of scar tissue that he's carrying from his childhood and it really does come through in Bradley Cooper's performance. And yeah, he's done a great job here too. The music is also a strong selling point to this film. A few of the songs were actually written by Gaga and Bradley Cooper, and they're quite decent. I'd say some of the standouts for me were the duet, Shallows. That was very powerful, and I think that's probably got some top 40 potential. I also like the song right at the beginning of the film, which is sung by Bradley Cooper, and it's called Black Keys, and it's very much a head thumper rock anthem, which I really enjoyed. And then there's the final song, I'll Never Love Again, which is performed by Gaga, and it's right towards the end of the film, and it's a very emotionally powerful ballad. And yeah, this could be the one that gets a lot of traction, and it's used very well in the film. It's in the final few scenes. It's all done in one take. Credit needs to go to Bradley Cooper for the direction, because yeah, Gaga just entrances you with this very powerful song and performance. So now let's talk about the negatives of this film. One of my biggest gripes that I had with A Star Is Born is the pacing, okay? There really isn't much sense of time as to how long Ali and Jackson have been together. When the characters first meet, they get this wonderful night together, which Cooper spends a lot of time on, and I like that because it lets the scene breathe, it lets the characters get to know each other, develops the chemistry and the bond, and that really works well. But as soon as the characters become an official couple, the pace of the film just speeds up and everything just sort of goes into fast forward motion. Ali becomes an overnight sensation, and then before you know it, they're getting married, and then Ali's nominated for like 3 Grammys. And it's because of all this haste that all these great pivotal achievements just don't really feel earned. Maybe I'm more cynical than I thought, but instead of feeling joyful for these massive plot developments for these characters that we're supposed to love, I ended up just rolling my eyes at the fact that, wow, that was super easy and quick and convenient and didn't require a whole lot of effort for Lady Gaga to accomplish. It was all just sort of handed to her. Okay, yes, well, maybe she's the 1 in a billion that it happens to, but I don't know. I just didn't buy it. I was just like, this happened way too quickly. We didn't get to see her graft for these things. We didn't get to see her toil and struggle. It's just all far too easy. I'm just like, eh. The editing was another contributing factor to this. Some of the scene-to-scene transitions are so abrupt that you don't really get time to sit and enjoy the moments that are supposed to be joyful. Like the engagement or the wedding, okay? They happen for like a minute and then boom, they're on to the next scene. It's just all very quick, very speedy, very choppy, and we don't get much time to relish the sweet moments of this film. It all just flies by so quickly. I wanted to appreciate the love and the romance a little bit more, but it's just like, nope, we've got to move on, we've got to move on, we've got to move on. And whilst this film wants you to believe it's a more serious romantic drama, it still does have its fair share of sappy moments, like the whole repeated line that Bradley Cooper says, "Oh, I just wanted to take another look at you." Oh. And then there's the cheesy guitar string proposal. And there's even a cake smushing scene. And I'm fairly certain it's got nothing to do with their wedding, okay? It's just a scene they just thought, oh, let's have some gooey, smushy romance here. Let's smush some cake in each other's faces. Okay. Some of the top film critics in Lido gave this film 5 stars, and I have absolutely no idea why, because I fail to see the specialness in A Star Is Born. To me, it just feels very generic. Right, so let's ask those 3 questions. Would I watch this again? Well, I did love the performances and the music, and I think with enough time I would probably give this another watch at some point, but I'm in no immediate rush to. Would I recommend that you guys go watch this? Well, if you are a fan of Bradley Cooper or Lady Gaga, if you're a little monster, then yeah, you're definitely going to want to go see this because the performances are terrific, and yeah, there's a good chance these 2 could be nominated for Best Actor and Best Actress. I think Gaga certainly has a good chance of it. So yeah, if you're a fan of either of their work, go see it. If you're not, then I just say give this one a miss, okay? I personally don't think it's anything special. And what score am I going to give it out of 10? Well, it's not a disaster, this film. There are some elements of it that are excellent, particularly the performances and the music. And for a first time directing a feature film, Bradley Cooper's done a pretty good job here. But I still had problems with the pacing, the editing, the fact that it was a bit sappy in places, just a bit too sweet for me. And yeah, it just felt very by the numbers for me. So I'm going to give A Star Is Born a score of 4.5 out of 10. As someone who loves Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, and Shangela, I really wanted to love this film. But guys, I just left it feeling unsatisfied. And I don't want to lie to you, okay? But I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys excited to see A Star Is Born? If so, why? Are you a fan of Bradley Cooper? Are you excited to see how he directs? Or maybe you are a big fan of Lady Gaga. You might be a little monster and want to see how she performs in a leading lady role, which could potentially land her an Oscar nom. And if you guys have seen it, be sure to let me know what you thought of A Star Is Born. I think I'm one of the few critics that didn't like this film. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you think it's a masterpiece? Or do you agree with me? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you guys do like my content and you want to stay updated on all my latest coverage of the Venice Film Festival, be sure to click that subscribe button. That was a cheeky tom pop for all you Shangela fans out there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.